All right, welcome in everybody except for UMBC for blowing three free throws at the end of the game last night to make sure we didn't have a spectacular day. But it is Wednesday's best bets from Daily Bread coming at you live right at 8:45 on the East Coast. We got another full day of action with seeing who goes to the World Cup finals to meet Argentina between Morocco and France. We got a college hoop slate, and then we got the NBA slate as well, getting us ready for Thursday night football and all that good stuff powered by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be tapping into their DMs for a weekend, week, or month. We appreciate all of our subscribers who tap in via YouTube, who like, retweet, follow, and sub. So that's where if you're watching on Twitter, hit that link up in the title if you want to be featured on today's show. Drop your best bets, ask any questions. We still can't feature you on Twitter, so that's where YouTube's the number one spot to be if you want to screen grab and clout to show all your followers that you're dropping knowledge on today's show, because it's all about beating the books together. Not that crazy of a day yesterday because Croatia kind of crumbled real early. Sosa, you tweeted already your Messi agenda is not looking too great because sure, his penalty, it is what it is, but his assist was a little filthy yesterday where he took it down the wing completely. So maybe it was all set up to be Argentina versus France in the finals potentially.
The agenda is fucking dead, bro. It's dead. It's no discussion anymore. Like, he's him, bro. Like,
well, you said yesterday on the show that he gets a lot of money from one country. That's the only country they lost to.
And it didn't even take a tinfoil hat. I was wearing a snapback. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Argentina, clearly the better team yesterday. More pace, more talent. They were just the better team all around. There's no discussing it. There's no disputing it. They dog walked them, bro. Let's just be honest. Croatia, they finally look old. Luka Modric finally look old. In the NBA, we smashed the NBA. The Boston came back, handled business. Jabari Smith hit 3 threes in the first half. I mean, yesterday was a great day, an absolutely great
Except
day.
for UMBC. Fuck them.
UMBC, and then Joel Embiid hooked us. I mean, he got 31 in a 3-quarter blowout. What's funny is the Sixers, they just have this knack of letting teams stay in it somehow. It's kind of annoying, but the game is the game, right? Here we are.
80 in the first half. Joel 16 in the first quarter. I don't think Arthur was in attendance yesterday, so that's why you got hooked.
Yeah, but James Harden easily accomplished those 12 assists for a plus 220.
My buddy pointed this out, so I'm not stealing it from him, but he was in our group yesterday. Is it malpractice that Harden's playing 38 minutes per game off this injury off the bat?
No, he's healthy. You let him play ball. See, that's the issue, too. The last 2 years, he hasn't been healthy. If he's 100%, you let him play basketball. That's James Harden.
38 minutes right off the bat, right away?
Hey, man, he's healthy. They didn't ramp him up for no reason. It's not like he wasn't practicing. You know what I mean? If he's in shape, you let him roll. The game is the game. I'm here for him to go crazy and play 35, 40 minutes by any means necessary. That's that's how I think. That's my thoughts. I think we win. Yeah, winning is winning. That's most important.
All right, so we weren't planning this. 2 quick questions, and then we'll get into today's bets. Which team of these 3 ain't making the playoffs in the NFC? Washington, the Giants, or the Lions?
What was the question?
Which one isn't making the playoffs?
The Lions. The Lions came on too late, but next year they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be – these are not your grandfather's Lions. They've played really good here. I just think that 1 or 2 games here down the stretch, they'll falter, and they won't be able they won't be able to make up the ground in which they're attempting to. And I do like this Detroit team. Giving up 36 points a game the first 7 is going to doom them, though. That you can't very tough to bounce back, but I do give them a lot of – I mean, I can't trust the Giants either. I don't think the Giants are a good football team, but they have a good head coach. They have one super dynamic player. Listen, even if you win out, I don't know if you guys make it. And listen, I've been high on the Lions. This is what makes it great. I've been telling people about the Lions. I knew they were going to be better than they were last year. I didn't know if the coach was real. I didn't know if he was Fugazi or if he was really that guy. Dan Campbell's a leader of men. that's something that goes a lot further than people can understand. I mean, he really knows how to lead, and being a leader is paramount when you're a head coach. Dan Campbell has really taken a hold of that locker room, and they've done a great job. He's done
Seattle's record was the one team I left out there, so maybe you have 4 teams in contention there, but the AFC is a little bit easier. Jets or Chargers? Which one's not making it?
Jets. I know people want the Jets. I don't think it's good for the Jets to have a chance. I'm not gonna lie. If Justin Herbert gets in the playoffs, he's really fucking good. I know. Like on this show, I've hated on him. I've said some wild shit about Justin Herbert, but I mean the talent's undeniable. You watch him play, and he wins in spite of bad coaching, in spite of bad play calling, and in spite of bad coaching decision making.
You mean giving the Eckler the ball like 3 times on the one and not trying anything different, or not attempting a single pass into the end zone on that one possession isn't good?
Facts. Whether his receivers are in the lineup, out the lineup, the kid is asked to do so much on a weekly basis. You just gotta, at this point, you just really have to just tip your hat. You know what I mean? The kid's amazing. I think that Staley making the playoffs might save his job, but I think it's in the best interest of that organization to really make a run at Sean Payton, at a head coach that we know has some level of rapport in the NFL. Staley just isn't the guy for him personally.
Well, everyone who's tapped in now, we had to wait to make sure we got our full audience before we got in today's best bets. And if you aren't catching us live, you got plenty of time to be locking these in later if you're watching us on replay. Like, retweet, follow, sub. Mo, not too sure how I saved you yesterday, but happy I did somehow.
Hope you didn't bet on North Carolina covering the 36, because they didn't.
That wasn't one of the plays, but I was just curious which one was the play yesterday that saved him. So, World Cup time. Once again, we had an over 2 yesterday, and it ends up coming through solely to one team. Here we got the 2.5, but the way juiced to the under, -150 on my bookie of France, sitting on the money line at -185. You got a minus or +1 sitting each way with a -110 attached to it. But once again, the bet that caught my eye the most, like yesterday's, was Croatia's team total sitting at 0.5. Today, Morocco sitting at the same one, but it's at even instead of a juiced for the over. I think Morocco finds the back of the net today, potentially here. Okay. I don't know if they advance, but I think they will get one, depending if it's late when it's already dead and dusted, or if they want to get one early to try to put a lot of chaos in there. I don't know. I think they get one the way they've been playing so far. So what are you liking here?
I like 3 plays. They're all on the French side. I think that Cinderella's slipper gets smashed the fuck up today. That's my belief. I think it's over for Morocco. It's been a nice run. Now you run into the most talented team left in the tournament. They were the most talented team when it started, and they're ascending into their position as the best team in the tournament. I think that, like Antoine Griezmann, don't do that. See, now that's not even funny. And I know what you're referring. I know what he's referring to with that.
Yeah, my bad. I was trying to pop it up.
He's out of pocket, bro. You're out of pocket, by the way. I cannot believe you just said that.
That's Roddy, by the way.
You're my boy, so I'm gonna let it slide. I'm rocking with Antoine Griezmann to score assist today at +100. I think he has been a very, very underrated player for them. He's performed extremely well, doing a lot of the dirty work in the middle of the pitch. I like him to score assist today at +100. And I'm splitting a unit between Giroud and Mbappe to score a goal. Anytime you're going to get Kylian Mbappe at I think it's +140, +135. You're getting Olivier Giroud +190. Both are worth the bet.
Morocco hasn't conceded. That's why you get that plus number to it.
I think I see something similar here between yesterday and today. Obviously, we know how Morocco's going to play. They're going to pack it in. They're going to try and make this a messy, mucked up game like they have. The only difference is last match they were able to get that goal early, which kind of changed the way that the other team approached them. So for me, I think it's a France whitewash, to be totally honest. I think they go out here and put it on them. score early, maybe often. Wouldn't be surprised if Morocco got one late to make it seem somewhat more respectable, which is I love the look as far as them scoring a goal. But yeah, I just think it's a France-Argentina final. You get the chalk that everybody was talking. You get the two teams. You get the star players, the two star teammates going head-to-head with each other. People forget, they played together at PSG. So yeah, it's just very. That's basically where I'm at with this particular match. I think it's a France spot. Morocco, if they continue, it's going to be Cinderella, Cinderella, Cinderella. That's all we're going to hear. I think Cinderella's slipper gets smashed today, like a Jewish wedding.
Yep, I'd have to go both teams to score or the Morocco team total over 0.5 at even today. I think that's the easiest way to attack it. I don't think there's much value trying to back France in this one here, even though they could easily get through. I wouldn't be surprised by extra time here because that's what Morocco is relying on is Bono in the net. He's been filthy on the PKs as well. So that's where that's Morocco's whole game plan here is try to get at the PKs and just hope that their probably Golden Glove winner is going to stand on his head again.
But again, they got the best player in the world versus the GOAT. I think that it's just made for ratings, man. This is the final they want. Argentina, France would be the absolute chalkiest of finals. And obviously, Argentina will be favored in that one because no European teams ever won a championship or a World Cup outside of Europe. So I'm looking forward to that. I would like to see France. I definitely do want to see France. I definitely do want to see France as dogs to some capacity just to see how they perform. So it'll just be very interesting to see for me.
I think Spain won in South Africa in 2010. Let's get to the college hoop slate for today. 30 games on today's board. Saturday, we've been hyping it up all week. That's when you're going to get the biggest and best slate once all these kids get through finals week and all that good stuff. A lot of marquee matchups today, I guess, or at least a little bit more than yesterday, and it's starting it off with Maryland and UCLA. UCLA coming into College Park here, basically lined at a pick'em here. We haven't really liked UCLA so far to start the season because they've just kind of been treading water is the best way to put it, not really playing that much talent so far, being complete. 2 times they dropped the games. I don't know if Maryland's got that hype. But we'll be back in the Terps here on the money line because I don't like UCLA traveling -120 with the Terps here today. 2 times UCLA played someone. They kind of faltered. Sure, Maryland has way ahead of pace or way ahead of schedule with Willard in there now. UCLA doesn't get to the free throw line. Sure, Maryland relies on it a little too much, but I'm taking the better defensive squad here because UCLA has been proven you can attack them on the inside. Hakeem Hart, Philly guy, still rolling there. Don't know how he still got any eligibility left, but we'll back the Terps in College Park today.
Yes, sir. Anything else you like in the
Kentucky -7
against Louisville? Can we stop picking on Kenny, please? Just leave him out of this. Please leave him out of this. God, come on. Leave Kenny out of this, man. I'm not betting on Kenny. I'm not betting against Kenny. Like just leave Kenny alone. That's where I'm at with it at this point, bro.
You're like whatever that dude's name that's saying leave Brittany alone at this point with him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough year, bro. It's gonna be a rough year. If you're a Louisville fan, just turn away from the TV and yeah, because they getting their head stuffed in the pillow on a daily basis. It's craziness. To be honest with you.
You like anything on today's college hoop slate or nah?
I really haven't checked it out because usually I don't have to. I mean, that's your forte. I look at spots. You know me. Only certain teams I look at, like the higher rated teams and the team totals, like where I can find spots that I really like. Houston losing to Alabama on Saturday is just the quintessential proof that Kelvin Sampson against good teams always fucks it up. I had Houston fans in my mentions pretty much cussing me out left and right. not that I give a fuck, but they were really like on my neck, coming for me crazy, like because I said he folds. Listen, I like Kelvin Sampson, but he's folded everywhere he went. He got to the Final Four with Oklahoma, he folded. He got fired at Indiana. He got to Houston. He got to an Elite Eight in the Final Four. He's never going to win a championship because he's basically the light-skinned black version of Mark Few. So that's how I feel. Facts are the facts.
Yeah. So for what else we got on the slate today, we're going to take the Ohio Bobcats at plus 13 going into the Swamp today. This Florida team until they get right, until Castleton actually shows he can play basketball. Maybe tonight's the night when you face a little bit of a smaller size team here, but 13 is way too many points. And then the last big game of the day, you got the Knights and the Rebels, so UCF and Mississippi here. This is a tough one to break down because Ole Miss, they just rely on 2-point offense, and UCF, pretty solid, but Taylor Hendricks is really the only player I really like on their team. Michael Durr is kind of too washed at this point. Mm-hmm. So on the other side, Ole Miss, they don't have the best size, but they don't shoot threes whatsoever. I don't want to back Kermit here, but I kind of do want to back Kermit. So we'll take Ole Miss, lay the gross 6.5 minus 110.
Ohio-Florida game is in Tampa.
Not in the Swamp. My bad. Makes it even better then.
Yeah, even better. It's neutral site. Yeah.
Well, it's half. They do this thing now where it's half neutral, half home, and half neutral, half road because clearly Florida's right there.
Right, it's still Florida.
Let's get to the NBA.
And we're going to make it real quick. 3 players. If you guys haven't already, check out the NBA cheat sheet that me and my guy Against Ball Odds, Matthew Belkin, put together. Put a lot of time and research into it, I swear. I didn't really do shit. He did all the research. We just agreed on the players. Obviously, a guy that's made us a lot of money on this show this season has been Terry Rozier. That's going to be the lead for me. I mean, you're playing against a Detroit team that pretty much decided that they're tanking. They're tanking. Cade Cunningham getting shin surgery and being a vegan. Here we are. Another vegan's body falling apart in the NBA. Surprise, surprise. Maybe you motherfuckers should drink milk. Terry Rozier, we're going to go with his assist tonight. Okay, I like this to be a nice spot. Over 5.5 right now is at minus 130. If you want to wait for it if you want to get plus money for an alternate like 6.5, wait for that. It's at minus 130 right now. Terry Rozier, his usage is insane. Win or loss, the team is not deep at all. They're trash. They're another team that's in the Wemby Olympics. And I'm 100% sure that LaMelo Ball will be traded here soon. He'll be traded because he doesn't want to be there. Nobody wants to be in Charlotte unless they get Wembanyama to pair with him. I think LaMelo's gone. I think he's gone to the highest bidder, most assets you can get for him. I do not see a long-term home in Charlotte for LaMelo Ball. No fucking way. I just don't see it. I know they can offer him the most money, but I just don't. I think that the trajectory and the way that team is moving, it's just not conducive to the career that he wants to have. I just don't see it happening. Then you just see they completely fumbled the situation with Gordon Hayward. I'm telling you, man, I can't see LaMelo lasting in Charlotte. So yeah, we're gonna go with Terry Rozier assist. Love the play. And then tonight we're gonna go with the bounce back. The Golden State bounce back, minus 1.5 against the Pacers. I don't really give a fuck who's playing for Golden State. Golden State laid an egg last night. Everybody wants to talk about how poor they've been on the road. They got to win a road game here sometime, right? Finally, a back-to-back against Indiana. I think they come out and they finally get a W. They're missing Wiggins right now. Wiggins, they said, should be out for the rest of the week. He might play on Friday against the 76ers. But I like them to bounce back. They played good against Milwaukee. I will say this, though. For 2 guys that are from Milwaukee, Kevon Looney and Jordan Poole. Wow. What a terrible, they didn't do shit till the end of the game. Absolute garbage. So yeah, Golden State to bounce back tonight. And a second play that I love is going to be Bam Adebayo. I really love him against this Oklahoma City team. He's been playing better ball. We just saw him drop a 30 piece. I like Bam Adebayo double in a Miami win at plus 160. I feel like the matchup gives him a lot of opportunities to get boards. None of the bigs really scare me for Oklahoma City. And again, it seems like Bam's turning the corner, playing his best ball of the season. So again, that's Bam Adebayo double in a win plus 160, available on FanDuel. To go with the Golden State minus 1.5 and Terry Rozier over 5.5 assists. Again, like I said, you could probably get a better number on that later on in the day. Would not be surprised. The fact that we're going at 9 a.m. Makes it sometimes difficult to get the best line available. And I think that's really all that I love. I really do like Dame's points at over 27.5. However, they played so well at home. I don't know how they're going to turn over going on the road against a San Antonio team. Obviously, San Antonio has been bad, so the game 100% has blowout potential. So touching props in games that have been blowouts are tough. Last night, perfect example. Every game except for the Laker game was an absolute blowout. And what do we know about blowouts? That's where props go to die.
Yep.
So those would be the looks that I love. Probably have some more stuff here coming soon in the next couple hours on the Twitter page. And yeah, man, just looking forward to cashing out with the homies. That's where I'm at with it today.
Yes, sir. No NBA for me tonight. And that's how we're going to wrap up today's episode of Daily Bread. We appreciate everyone who tapped in with us, dropped all their plays. We got Ozzy dropping a few here. We got Roddy dropping some as well. So we appreciate everyone who taps in, likes, follow, retweet, sub. Drop your knowledge. Let's keep beating those books together. It's all powered by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. We started off with the World Cup if you joined late. Then we dropped through the college hoops and wrapped it up with the NBA. We'll be back at you live tomorrow for Thursday Night Football and the Hoop Slate.
Allez les Bleus.